Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the FAQ section. We're going to FAQ with Nikki Martinez. Nikki, we're going to hit you with 5 FAQs, but first, we're going to bring in a little special guest. He's going to talk to us. Talk to him, Arnold.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Still hilarious to me. All right, so, all right, Nikki, 1 through 5. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to ask you the question, let you take the floor, and then I'll ask you the next one when you're finished. First question: How do I teach my kids how to hold on to their money longer?
So the way I would do that is to do age appropriate activities. So the more you can give them at an earlier age, the better they'll understand it later. So starting young of what is earning money. So one thing where my son's struggling with right now in Christmas is coming is, why can't I have it? So I say, okay, we have 5 monies. 1 went to food. 1's flying to Florida. 1 bought you Christmas presents. The thing you want costs 4 monies, and I've only got 2 left. Like, that's something that a 5-year-old can understand. And then you transition into either an allowance or earning money. And then over time, you transition into perhaps setting up that Roth IRA for them, having them actually earn money. But the big things is as they get a little bit older, they get more and more involved in the process. They help you make that investment. They help you budget for the groceries. Maybe you give them a list and you give them the money and they got to go get it. And that's just how life is at that point. So having them be involved is the biggest piece for a child to see how it works, because the worst thing that can happen is they hit 18 years old and they've never dealt with credit. They've never dealt with a budget. They've just been handed money and they don't know why, or they just have been given no instruction whatsoever. So it's incremental.
Love it. Okay. Next question. What money management apps do you recommend? What money management apps do you recommend? Got tongue tied there. Okay, go ahead.
So for me, it's Personal Capital. I love Personal Capital. I've used it for about 6 or 7 years now. Any app that fits your style works. So there is Mint, there's Acorn, there's Robinhood, there's all kinds of apps that are very proactive in allowing you to really use it very mobily. Mm-hmm. For me, it's Personal Capital because it's divided into a landing page that I turn into basically a video game in which earning money is the arbitrary points that I'm winning. And I am always competing against last month and next month. So I'm always trying to budget or spend better than I did for last month, because last month me was a dummy who didn't know how to do anything. And next month me is super judgmental and I want to beat her too. So it's very good about helping me kind of gamify everything. They've also got a budgeting section. They've got an investment section. They've got a retirement planning section, and it's free.
All right, cool. Next, how do I nurture a relationship with a mentor?
So we talked about that quite a bit. The biggest thing I would say is to be super consistent. I would not ask for a thing from somebody for 6 months. I would never bring it up. I'd spend at least 2 to 3 months just getting to know who they are as a person and letting them get to know that we share values, we share goals, we share motivation, we share passions. After that, I find out how I could be helpful to them. And then like 4 to 6 months down the road, I'd start asking them, hey, I've got a question. Could you help me with this?
I like it. What book do you recommend for building a relationship?
So this is super corny, but the love language, 5 love languages book. That everybody uses it for their spouse or their significant other, or their boyfriend, girlfriend. But everyone you know has a way that they like to be interacted with. And so if someone you know, if their love language is words of affirmation, and you can go on their Instagram page or their TikTok or their Facebook or whatever, and either leave them a message letting them know that they're just an amazing human, or support them in the comments in some way, that's going to hit them where it matters. And they're going to be like, wow, that person supports me. Or if you find out they're a gift person and you can send them a bottle of whiskey through the mail, or send them flowers, like whatever tickles them. I wouldn't spend a ton of money, but if that's what matters to them, send them something, So for me, if you read the love languages book and you figure out what is a way to figure out like what each person has, then you can really interact with them in a way that is meaningful to them.
Okay. I like it. I've never thought about that like that. Okay. Now, last one. How do I improve my money management?
So that is a combination of just starting. And just starting is very difficult for a lot of people. But the biggest thing that you can do is learn at the level that is appropriate for you right now. So if you're deep in debt, you might need to go do a little bit of Dave Ramsey learning. If you're out of debt, but you're not on the wealth building path yet, maybe you need to be in the Robert Kiyosaki zone. If you have started the wealth building process, now I would say you need to start and go join those communities that are very specific. Do you want to learn how to be a private money lender? Join private money lending groups on Facebook. Do you want to be a fix and flipper? Get on Bigger Pockets. Find those very specific groups that work for you. Are you really into equities and investments? Go join those FIRE communities or the equities and investment communities and really become very focused on getting around people who are already good at what you want to be good at. And the other thing is get around people who are doing things that you haven't done yet to find out if it is not right for you. Because over the past year and a half, I can very clearly say I've talked to enough people now that I know that the investments I do not want to do. And I know them before I spent money and time on it. And I did that specifically because I talked to people who are already good at it and I asked them what they loved about it and what they hated about it.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, Miss Nikki Martinez. All right, we got it. All right. Okay, everybody. Okay. All right. Jesus Christ, always so loud. Anyway, all right. So, Nikki, thanks, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I truly appreciate you. We're gonna close out, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're going to be. Check out Nikki and the team. The Gritty Wealth Building, right? Gritty Wealth Building. You can search that on Facebook, and you'll find Nikki and the rest of the crew. And that includes me and a couple other my buddies and friends. In the meantime, we got to go. We will see you